Yeah, I just went. Oh, excuse me. Oh, wow. Mm. I just finished watching season one, episode one of The Last of Us, a HBO Max series based on the critically acclaimed Last of Us franchise. I forgot the developer. I want to say it was Ubisoft. Anywho, Last of Us holds a very special place in my heart. It is one of those rare games with like great graphics, great gameplay, great plot, great story, great characters, and you want to talk about subverting expectations and all this uh, other stuff that people say to say. I don't know. Yeah, it was a great game. So it's like they decided years later, after the second game in the series released, like we're gonna turn this into a show, and fans, we've had. So what was the last after The Witcher? After the total disgusting nastiness of The Witcher, you know, fans are like, don't mess up any more of our beloved titles, right? And this is the first episode of a new show, and just like everything else, like the Resident Evil that came out on Netflix last year, it's almost, you can see elements of the game in the show, but the show in itself is its own entity, it's its own thing. So the first episode gives way more. The initial start of the story in the game and the show is similar but different. It's similar enough to make fans go, yeah, I kind of remember that, but it's different enough for you to be like, okay, I'm watching a new story. And I appreciate it. I mean, I don't know how other people will feel, but I appreciate it. Pedro Pascal, I first saw him on the Game of Thrones. Now he's the Mandalorian, and I don't care what anybody says, he's always going to be Grogu's dad, no matter what horrible movie he's in, Wonder Woman 2, or this new show. He had a great movie with Nicolas Cage that was phenomenal, and I almost wish that Nicolas Cage had a cameo in this film, but he's a great actor, hands down. And you give him a great script, I'm pretty sure he'll, chop it up. You know what I'm saying? So, it's not the acting, it's not the story so far. So far, everything is like, it's just, I don't want to say a slow burn, but you have enough to get you invested into the story, especially if you don't know anything about The Last of Us, or it's been a long time since you played The Last of Us. I mean, you're immediately thrown back into this world. The only thing I want to complain about, or maybe just touch on, is like the beginning of the show started off like Will Smith's I Am Legend, the news broadcast, I forgot what, it's been so long since I watched regular TV, I forgot what these shows are called. But it's like Oprah Winfrey type show. They're sitting down and they're discussing this new disease, or the possibility of a new disease. And it's almost, it's foreshadowing for, what's going to happen in the next 15 minutes of the show. Was kind of like, it starts off in the background, and then, because they took elements of I Am Legend and Fear the Walking Dead. And it's like, you have this centered focus on the father-daughter relationship, and in the background is chaos. And then it's not until chaos enters into the main perspective of the main characters that you figure out, oh yeah, it's some sort of contagion outbreak, you know, and their life is immediately turned upside down. So it's like, I can dig it, you know. I'm interested so far, you know. The cinematography, the way it's shot, the I guess, you know, the other part of it is the language. I mean, I'm not a church boy by any stretch of the imagination, but it's like the F bombs, the, you know, just the candid, you know, conversation is like, oh, okay, you know, I'm gonna have to watch this like 3 or 4 times, you know. Yeah, I'm immediately, I'm just like, okay, I'm invested, but I'm not like, oh, this is the best thing ever. It's like, yeah, it's worth watching, you know. It's worth watching. It's not like it's gonna destroy your memories of the game. If anything, this could have came out first, and then the game could have been based on this, and it'd have been just as good. So far, I mean, I don't want to count my ducks before they hatched. I completely butchered that statement, but you know, so far the show's good. So far, everything. I mean, I like it. I mean, I don't love it, but I like it. You know, some people are gonna lose their mind and be like, "Oh my God, it's the best show ever. They didn't do this, they didn't do that, and blah blah blah." Then you're gonna have the people that's gonna be like, they just, their whole stick is just crapping on the show. You know, their whole thing is just crapping on the show. No matter, like Chainsaw Man. Oh, the sky is too blue. No, that was My Hero Academia. Oh, the sky is too blue. You have to you complaining about the color of the sky. That's your only complaint. You just feel like you have to complain about something because to show love nowadays is just to hate something, you know. But again, that's not the here nor there. The thing is, I like the show. I hope that it gets better, and it's not one of those things where the first couple episodes are really good and then it's a major decline. It was only released 1 episode, so that's a good sign. Because like with Disney Plus, what I noticed is when they don't have faith in their show, like with Andor and Willow, and there was another show. It came out with 2 episodes back to back, like at one time. You know, when they don't have faith in the show, usually they release multiple episodes. You know, so this one only released the 1 episode, and I forgot the clock time. I'm thinking it probably was an hour. But again, you know, like I said before, so far so good. Pop some popcorn, get your Netflix and chill blanket out, and you know, enjoy.